only focus on the area that you are really knowledgeable about. I mean, do not pretend to be something on the internet, because the internet crowd is really, really smart. Even if you write a single line about something that you don't know about, they are very likely to figure it out, right? So, I mean, only write stuff or only focus on stuff that you know and you have an expertise at that.
Amit, very honored to have you here today. And everyone watching will agree with me that most of us in the content space, blogging space, look up to you. You are the first professional blogger in our country. You started in 2004, and what an incredible, phenomenal journey. Like, we all really look up to you. And that's why today I had to talk to you first to understand what does it mean 2004 से till 2021 consistently doing what you do with Labno.
So I think the right word is passion. Basically, I think about it every single day, and I still look forward. The moment I wake up, I want to work on my website. I want to make something. So that is, I think, driving me since all these years. I think it's almost 16, 17 years now. But I think I'm as passionate and I love it as much as I used to love it initially. And probably that's the reason why I'm still able to put in my best efforts, because I really love what I'm doing. I do not see that as work. I see that as my hobby, and it's just like, getting paid for your hobby.
Tell everyone know about your journey, how you started, and what got you to 2004 2004 में starting this as full time was unheard of. So what got you to do this?
Yeah, so basically, I left my corporate job and moved to my hometown, which is Agra. Now, obviously, the problem with Agra is there are no technical jobs here, even no jobs here. Most of the jobs are either in the tourism industry or they're in the shoe industry, and that interests me. So, we had a family business, but obviously, I had a tech background, so I wanted to do something in tech. And initially, when I started, I wanted to use these blogs to showcase my skills, what I know, the projects I have done. That was the whole idea. But as I was writing about general consumer tech, I saw that the traffic on the site was picking up and people from all over the world were reading the site. So I started putting more effort into the site, and that's how it started growing. And I think I got some first movers advantage as well, because probably I was the first one or one of the initial people who were doing it. So it got a lot of people got interested, how he kaise kar raha hai, how we could make a business out of it. So that also, I think, kind of caused an effect. More people were interested, more people were checking the sites. And probably I was lucky that people were finding my content interesting. They were reading what I was writing, and so maybe some of them finding it unique as well. So that's how the traffic grew. And because I've been consistent all these years, so I think the growth has been there. But I think initially the way it started was I wanted to do something in tech. There were no opportunities in the city, so this was probably a way to connect with the techie audience in the world.
How many years exactly? Let's get the years right.
It's
16 years?
almost 16 years now. 16
Yeah,
years now.
16 years. At the same time, you have this Labnol. You did not think of scaling it and becoming an entrepreneur with a team and building a content business. You didn't do that.
People ask me this question, and I would say, if I had grown a team, if I had more people working for it, it would have grown even more. But I would say I'm very satisfied with what the stage is at this time. Because abhi kya hota hai, if I have to make even one small pixel change in the blog, I have to do it. If I have to write something, I have to do it. If I have to reply to a comment, I have to do it. So, I mean, I'm the single man doing it for the last 15, 16 years. If there were a team, definitely I would have focused more on things which I love and less on these management things. But I think I'm satisfied. I've never tried, growing a team, never even ventured into that direction. But I think if I've done that, it would have been even better. But still, there are no regrets, I guess.
So it was a very conscious choice.
Not a conscious choice, maybe never made any effort in that direction. Never tried recruiting people, never tried that. But It was not a choice. It was just that I was too busy in my work, so never thought of growing in that direction. Because to be very frank, I don't have a very business mind. I'm more focused on, building stuff and releasing it to the public, not very focused on selling, marketing, all these things. So if I had that inclination, probably things would have been a little different, but no regrets again.
On Google search, and every year it comes that how much money Labnol and Amit Agrawal, number one blogger in the country, and how much money he makes. And last I checked on the search, it came 60,000 USD. Now, is it a correct number?
Far low. I have never, I don't know. I don't know how these people get my numbers. Probably the income tax and GST guys know about it. But they probably just make a guess using traffic numbers from sites like Alexa and things like that. But they're far from the truth. I'll be very frank.
Amit, I want to understand how. And don't just say passion, because passion को भी alive रखने में बहुत चीजें जाती हैं.
See, passion is definitely what drives you, but ultimately you have to feed your people, right? You have to secure your future. You have to see that things are, you have sufficient balance in your bank account for your kids' education and for your future, right? So all these things definitely matter. If I'm really passionate about something and I keep writing, but ultimately it's not, it's just giving me, satisfaction, but it's not paying my bills. I cannot do it, right? The reason I'm able to do it because I've been able to sustain this, and it has been probably if I were in a corporate job, this is a much better alternative. And the other reason that drives me is recognition. I'll be very frank, because today what I do is gets instantly recognized on international platforms. To give you a very simple example, on May 1st, I developed something called a vaccine tracker. Your story now also has it, but initially I made a little script that does it. Now, you won't believe it, but it has lakhs of users. And I've been getting emails from Canada, places like that. People are saying because my parents couldn't register it, we did on their behalf, and thank you. So all these things, really push me. But ultimately, it's also the financial returns that matter, because recognition and passion, all these things are on one side. But ultimately, if something is not very rewarding in that, it's also very difficult to sustain it for so long. So uh, fortunately, I'm in the tech space, and because of all this pandemic situation, more focus has been on the tech space, so the business has been growing. So that is also one part. But that said, if it was purely the financials, it would have also been very difficult to sustain, because if you're not enjoying something, you cannot do it for so long, right? Purely for the financials. So to give you some examples, suppose I'm in the tech space, but in India, what's popular is the Bollywood and the entertainment space, right? So if you write something about some actress, you will get lots and lots of traffic. But I cannot do that for 16 years. I can probably do it for 6 months, but I cannot do it for 16 years, right? So I think there has to be a balance of both things. But you're right when you said that a lot of people leave, right? Because I maintain this website called indianbloggers.org, which is a directory of Indian bloggers. And sometimes I go back to that site and see that a lot of sites have been abandoned, right? The last post that was published was 2 years back, 3 years back, for several reasons. Probably the writer lost interest, probably there was nothing more to be written in that space, or probably there was no just a push, no motivation to continue. So people abandon it, and this is a very big problem, because uh, the success or the traffic and all these things do not build up in 6 months or a year. It takes a lot of time,
How do you choose, and how have you evolved your content?
So I think the point about that study thing you mentioned, that basically I did it for my kid, but he found it really useful, going to the Google form and filling his study log every day, so that at the end of the day, I know what he has done. And at the end of the month, I can tell him that, okay, you have focused on these subjects more. So it's just a small thing I developed for my kids, and probably I found it useful. So I thought more people will probably find it useful. But yes, you are right. Google applications are my primary focus, because I believe that they build really good stuff, and they have a wide array of applications that probably fit in every uh, technology workflow, I would say. So, but the way I build my content, the way I write is whatever comes to my mind. There's no predefined calendar, or yes, I have a Notion notebook where I keep jotting down my notes on what I have to write, or what I think I should write, because this would be really useful. But most of the ideas come on their own. Sometimes they come from emails, people saying that, okay, we read this, but it would be good if we could do it this way, or can this be done? So those things also give me ideas. But I think it's just whatever comes to my mind, I keep writing that. Just I have a notebook workspace where I keep my ideas, but I rarely get time to see all these. These become buckets of ideas, and at one time they grow so much that you look up for another bucket and you forget about the previous one. Same thing happens. Whatever interesting I find, I put it down, but I never get the time to go back and see that again.
But you're based in Agra and doing this. Tell me the advantages or disadvantages, because most people think that opportunities, growth, बड़े शहरों में ही है.
Uh-huh. So the reason I'm in Agra is, see, the reason I quit my job was to stay in Agra, because my extended family is in Agra, and I just wanted to stay with them because we have a big house, a big family. So I just wanted to enjoy that rather than staying in a nuclear family, two people and husband wife. I didn't want that life. That is the reason I moved to Agra. But the good part about being first thing, it doesn't matter where you are. Obviously, because of the internet, geography is history, right? Everybody says that. It doesn't matter because you're all connected. You're in Bangalore, you're connected to me. Everybody's, so that's not a problem. There are a lot of I think a lot of advantages staying in a small city. One is your social connections. You have a lot of friends. You have a lot of right now it's not happening, but you keep having get-togethers and parties, and your social circle is really, really good, and everything is affordable. But the best part about staying in a joint family is that you can focus on your work, and rest everything is taken care of. I don't have to worry about the groceries, the bills, everything, or even the car maintenance, nothing. My focus is work, and everything is taken care of by other members in the family. They know that isko to ye kaam karna hai, hum log ye manage karenge. So that, I think these are very, very big advantages of staying with a family and staying in a small city. That said, there are disadvantages. Obviously, you don't get to meet like-minded people, with whom you can have technology discussions, or sometimes you just want to discuss something tech over a coffee, which is not possible in the city because most people are not connected to that. I recently joined Clubhouse, and I'm trying to make a community of local people who would be interested in discussing all things tech. Let's see how this grows. We only have 4 members now, but that's, I think, the only disadvantage I'm facing is not finding people with whom I can discuss topics which I'm interested in. But I think that's a very small disadvantage. The pros far outweigh the cons.
If you had to tell people starting today, and so many people right now in the affected by pandemic would think of doing their own things, what would you say? What are some of the things that they should be mindful of?
So I'll probably share my own learnings here. Probably that would help. So one thing is, only focus on the area that you are really knowledgeable about. I mean, do not pretend to be something on the internet, because the internet crowd is really, really smart. Even if you write a single line about something that you don't know about, they are very likely to figure it out, right? So I mean, only write stuff, or only focus on stuff that you know and you have an expertise at. That's one thing. Second is, have very strong ethics on the internet, because that really helps. I mean, as a policy, I never work with brands. I've never taken I've never had any deal with any brand in my life. But I'm not saying that's bad. If you have a deal, or if you have a partnership with a brand, be very, upcoming, or tell people about it. If you have been paid to do something, or if there is a financial involved, always disclose, because that is much better than not disclosing, because people will figure it out in the long run. So I think have very, very strong ethics, because that's your only currency that you gain over time on the internet. And third is obviously you have to be consistent, whether you are starting a newsletter or starting a blog or a podcast, whatever. What happens is you build your audience, and this they start to expect from you at regular frequencies. I'm not saying do it every day or every 2 days. It could be a month, it could be a week, whatever. But when people are following you, they're kind of expecting you to, give them something at regular intervals. So you should not be taking that trust, and you should be consistent about it. These are the three things that really help. But at the same time, all the that said, what really grows your audience, what really helps improve your position on the internet is uniqueness. I mean, if something happens and you write about it, if hazar other portals have written about it, nobody is going to come to you read it. You have to have some uniqueness. You have to have at least one paragraph there saying that, okay, when people should read, अरे इसको पढ़ के कुछ नया पता चला, ये नहीं पता था. Everybody should go with that feeling from your blog, and then they will keep returning, I guess.
What does it mean to be where you are today, and what do you have to say about the journey? If you had to look back at your journey of last 16 years, what would you say?
I'm just grateful to everyone, actually, because what I do is I do it for myself. I'll be very frank. If I like something, I write about it. That's all I've been doing it. But I'm very grateful and thankful to everyone who keeps coming back, reading, replying, forwarding, sharing my stuff. So all I can say is there's a lot of gratitude, obviously. But if I look back at the last 16 years, I would say God has been really, really kind to me. Uh, it has God has allowed me to do what I like, and yet they have rewarded me and given me everything that probably one could ask for professionally. The recognition, because it's I never felt that I've been working. I always felt that what I'm enjoying, I'm writing about it. So this is, I think, this is a big gift from God to me. And obviously this business has been very rewarding as well, so which kind of gives you satisfaction, because whatever you want to do, you can do just because of this business. So overall, if I look at my journey, I would say it's been very satisfying, and I'm thankful to everyone for this.
I don't know if that's a right word, tech blogger, because there's so much more to you and to the journey.
Let me share you a very little secret. I hate that word blogger. I will be very frank, because what has happened in the last few years is the word blogger itself has become a very derogatory word. I would be very frank with that, because of all the brand dealings and everything is happening. What happened? A friend, recently opened a ice cream store in the city, and he said, मैं 4-5 bloggers को बुला लूंगा, उनको आइसक्रीम दूंगा, and they will write about me on Instagram. So I mean, I really hate that word now because of all these commercials involved in it. So I prefer being called a geek or a technical writer, but not a blogger anymore, seriously.
To me, your story, what your journey has been, is a reminder that if you're consistent, if you're focused, you're committed, and you enjoy the process, then the outcomes are taken care of. So may you continue to be the number one technical writer, geek of our country. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking time.
Thank you,
Thank
Shraddha,
you.
and all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.